UW360 is proudly supported by Pacific Office Automation, copy, print, workflow, and IT. Problem solved.
Hi everyone, I'm Carolyn Douglas. Welcome to UW360. We're joining you from historic Condon Hall, the former home of the UW Law School, soon to be known as Startup Hall. This will be a home base for exciting new fledgling companies and Seattle's next hot startup district. We're going to tell you all about it a little later in the show. We'll also learn about a UW program designed to keep your brain in shape. We'll take a closer look at robots and the critical role they now play in the military. And we learn about the Sister Act powering the women's rowing team to get another possible national championship. But first, it's not every day a United States Supreme Court justice comes to visit. And students at the University of Washington gave a rock star welcome to Supreme Court Justice Sonia Sotomayor, who was in town to discuss her recently published memoir, My Beloved World. The justice talked about how she works to lead a meaningful life by reflecting on each and every day, and she encouraged her UW audience to do the same.
A sold-out crowd greeted the Honorable Sonia Sotomayor, Associate Justice of the U.S. Supreme Court, who came to the University of Washington for an interview about her memoir, My Beloved World. The book chronicles her journey from a housing project in the Bronx to her service as a federal judge in New York, and ultimately to her role as a Supreme Court Justice.
I just want to say I can't begin to tell you what an honor it is for me to be able to share the stage with you. This is the best job perk ever.
She came not only to share her story, but to offer life lessons to students here about everything from facing discrimination to pursuing a life of public service to handling a powerful position.
I don't know that I set out to be a leader. I set out to first improve myself, to develop myself, my skills, my abilities as far as I could go. I'm a very, very competitive person, but I compete with me more than I compete with other people.
She spoke for about an hour.
Hello. Hi.
Responding to questions submitted by students in a discussion moderated by UW Provost Anna Marie Kause.
We could talk forever.
I suspect we can.
Just you and I and our 400 closest friends.
Her advice to students? Sample your career options. Find what matters to you most and what excites you most, and pursue it.
Think of college as a growing experience, a learning experience, one in which you become a more interesting person. Because that, to me, is really the purpose of college, to give you curiosity. Because curiosity will make you learn things that you don't know and give you confidence about your ability to get to know.
To add to her visit, undergraduate academic affairs helped create seminars and book groups on campus centered around Justice Sotomayor's memoir.
I think hearing from Justice Sotomayor after finishing her memoir was really unique just because it brought to life a lot of the characteristics and her personality that you don't necessarily pick up reading through court cases or hearing her dissents. So it's a very personal piece, so it just really brought to light what kind of woman she is and how influential she can be.
Several hundred students received a free copy of My Beloved World so that they could read the story of this remarkable woman.
All right, Brenda, at the end of your 4 years, write me a letter and tell me if you took my advice, okay?
In May 2009, President Obama nominated Justice Sotomayor to the Supreme Court to replace retired Justice David Souter. When we come back, the UW offers an amazing program to help keep our minds sharp as UW 360 continues. Welcome back to UW 360 at Condon Hall, now being renovated into Startup Hall. Most of us know that a healthy mind and body are the keys to a long and happy life. And research shows keeping our brains active keeps our brain cells vibrant. So for those of you who long to be students for life, listen up. UW offers an amazing program to do just that. Terry Murphy explains.
On any given day, the University of Washington campus is a sea of young students. But look a little closer, and you'll see some gray hair. Turns out, for some of these older students, UW is the fountain of youth.
It's helping me stay young.
Being around young, exciting minds that are eager to learn, it's invigorating, it's youthful, it makes me feel young again.
And I think it's helping the kids realize that life doesn't end when you turn 30 or 40.
Or when you turn 60. In fact, life can begin again with UW's Access program. Associate Registrar Robert Rhodes explains how it works.
If you're a resident of Washington, age 60 or over, and you'd like to audit some classes at the University of Washington, we provide information on how you are able to sign up and attend class at the University of Washington as an auditor.
Meet two Access auditors, Cal Bronner and Linda Townsend West. The list of classes they've attended reads like a college catalog.
You name it, music theory, music history.
I've taken several history of dance classes.
Lots and lots of history courses.
I've taken philosophy,
Geology, planetary geology.
philosophy of the arts mostly, and it all ties into what I want to do.
So the difference in the sound typically is the cornet is often regarded.
The Access program doesn't cost much, but the knowledge and experience are priceless.
It's a way for people who graduated or didn't a long, long time ago and now have some time in their lives and interest in new things to keep learning.
It gives them that purpose to know that there are others out there that are reimagining themselves or reinventing themselves. And it just makes these connections that are then lifelong again at that point, which gives a lot of depth to their life, a lot of quality.
So it's about imagining your goals and dreams and making them possibilities.
Psychiatrist and life coach Dr. Janet Taylor is a nationally known expert on healthy aging. As an ambassador for AARP, she encourages seniors to engage more in life, especially in the area of education.
As we age, in a healthy brain, your brain is still functioning to capacity, and it's those challenges and new experiences that really give it the direction and thrust where it needs to go.
And what better place than a university campus to bring youth and wisdom together?
There's this synergy that develops between us, the old wise ones, and the young students. They're often away from home for the first time, they're away from family and old friends, and they see us in the classroom and they seek us out.
As part of UW's Access program, Cal and Linda have taken to heart and mind the words of Michelangelo.
Michelangelo wrote above his studio door, "Ancora imparo," and it means I'm still learning. And I think it just encapsulates someone who presumably was at the pinnacle of his career but still said, I have more to learn.
Things like that always had interested me, and now the door's open and I'm taking advantage of those kinds of things.
There's just something about the connection of life through all of that that keeps you in the game. It's kept me in the game.
Our next story takes us back to 1920. That's when a Czech writer wrote a science fiction play called Rossum's Universal Robot, which is considered to be the first time the word robot was introduced to the English language. Since then, we've come to love all kinds of robots, like Star Wars characters R2-D2 and C-3PO. But can we care too much for our robots? One UW graduate student decided to find out.
Warning, warning, it will not compute. Danger, Will Robinson.
You're the best, Rosie.
You betcha, Mr. J.
What makes you think we should go with that?
Ignition all is set and element. 30 seconds for detonation.
It might look like a scene from a video game, but this is all too real.
Nice.
In the line of duty, highly trained soldiers are programming robots to disarm potentially dangerous explosive devices.
Assassin 17 Cyrus, we do have a confirmed IED.
They are needed more than ever to save lives. In Afghanistan, insurgents use improvised explosive devices all the time. Disarming that threat is essential. When human life is at risk, robots are programmed to do the dirty work.
That's the T-1000. Whoa, there goes their robot.
I think a common misconception that people popularly have about robots is that robots are autonomous. And in this case, they're semi-autonomous. Someone's operating it from a distance. And yeah, I mean, the robot clearly took the hit in a dangerous situation as opposed to a human.
I got that on video. Poor robot.
But there's another potential threat with this type of operation. Can military personnel become too fond, even attached to their robots? UW graduate student Julie Carpenter wanted to find out. She did her dissertation on the interaction between soldiers and robots in combat.
Having the robot blow up is nothing like having your team leader injured or worse.
Julie interviewed 23 men and women from every branch of the military. The troops were trained to use robots to defuse chemical and biological weapons, as well as roadside bombs. What did they think of their mechanical comrades?
They often name the robots. They name them after girlfriends. They name them after pop stars. They name them after dogs. You know, they took pictures with the robots dressed with helmets on their heads, you know, all sorts of things. And since my study and the media attention, I've actually gotten emails from other EOD personnel who've sort of corroborated that.
Is there anything wrong with this? Carpenter says it all depends on the level of interaction.
There's time when an attachment towards a robot might be very natural and even helpful, but not in all situations.
Carpenter says her research did not uncover any serious problems with current human-robot interactions, but in the future, there could be reasons for concern.
I think maybe not right now, but I think eventually as the robots change and evolve and how we interact with them. This is Petman.
Julie Carpenter hopes her research will help resolve some of the issues and potential complications when the next generation of combat robots is designed.
What else makes the robot most effective and makes the human-robot interaction most effective in all these different contexts?
The answers could one day save a soldier's life.
Julie Carpenter's dissertation is being turned into a book titled Human-Robot Participation in Militarized Spaces. It's scheduled to be released in 2015 by Ashgate Publishing. Stay tuned. We check in with the UW women's rowing team as UW 360 continues. Welcome back to UW 360. When it comes to athletics at the University of Washington, no other program here has won more national championships than the men's and women's rowing teams, 27 combined. And this season, the Lady Huskies are counting on some sisterly love to carry them to yet another title. Aaron Mayofsky has the story behind the family ties.
2, 3, Huskies!
The most beautiful setting in all of collegiate sports, Connor Bear Shell House.
Guys, we don't have one single stroke to waste.
It's also the home of the UW's crew teams. And this season, you could say the women's team is really connected. Just one big happy family, literally.
There you go, good change.
And nobody knows that better than Bob Ernst, who's been coaching the Dogs for over 4 decades, but has never put together a team like this.
Well, I prefer to call it the Sisters Act, actually. I think we have 4 sets of sisters on the team this year, and it just sort of dawned on me last fall that, oh my gosh, we got a lot of sisters on this team.
Grace Spores, Phoebe Spores, Juliana Chilzik, Bella Chilzik, Liz Vogt,
Valerie Vogt,
Melanie Barstow, Allison Barstow.
That's right, a bunch of sisters. 4 sets, all in a row, including twins.
Having the sisters on the team is really fun. You know, they all get along, and everybody on the team just seems to love them. They're team players. It's really easy to see why the sisters are such neat kids.
Kind of feels like home.
Yeah, I think it's more of an advantage for her. No, it's more comforting for her to be here.
Yeah.
Because then she has somewhere to go if she's a little bit homesick or she wants a home-cooked meal. She can always come over to my house. It's nice.
I think it does make it easier sometimes. I mean, communication is not a problem. We just say what we want and we won't get offended. Or if we do, we'll get over it.
Yeah.
Don't stab at it, go right where the water is.
Now, this is the first time so many different sets of siblings have been on the team here at the University of Washington. And in fact, next year it gets even crazier. They're going to add 2 more sisters to the Huskies roster, making it 6 sets of sisters. I guess whatever floats your boat.
I'll tell you what, all the sisters that we have here really seem to love each other, and they all get along great. Remember, guys, you only get 1 start in the finals of the Pac-12.
So on the water, it's sister synergy, but doesn't mean it's smooth sailing all the time, because sisters will be sisters.
Well, she can braid and I can't.
Yeah, I have to braid her hair whenever she wants it
I wanted
braid.
to look identical today.
Yeah, that didn't happen.
Do you guys fight?
Yes.
All the time?
Yeah, we do. We have 2 younger sisters, and so it's just, yeah. At least we're different sides, because if we were on the same side, I think it would be really problematic.
Now, with all this sisterly love comes teamwork and trust. Every day they're out on the water, pushing themselves to the limit, getting their strokes to 37 per minute, and it's a killer workout.
This is about a moment in these kids' lives and their development, and I can't imagine having a better opportunity than sharing with a sibling. This is kind of a drama-free zone here at the boathouse, and the sisters just bring their A game every single day.
Go Huskies!
Yeah, go Dogs!
The Huskies hope all their hard work will pay off by bringing the Dogs their 12th Women's National Championship. Visit GoHuskies.com for the latest updates. When we come back, a visit to Startup Hall as UW360 continues. Welcome back, everyone. A new effort is taking root here just west of the UW's main campus. Inspired by President Michael Young's focus on commercialization and supported by a group of startup leaders like Founders Co-op's Chris DeVore, the University of Washington plans to help transform a small pocket of the U District into a thriving startup hub.
So in this area, we're going to be basically demoing out all these offices.
Jeremy Ignoyan of the University of Washington's Real Estate Office shows us around the 2nd floor of Condon Hall, just off campus.
All these walls are going to get taken out.
This area is empty now, but it is destined to be part of the latest high-tech hub in Seattle. You might say Condon Hall will soon become Startup Hall. Paul Jenny is Vice Provost for Planning and Budgeting.
The ethos they operate in startup is to have this fairly austere but usable space when they can push desks together when they need to get push apart. But it's that open floor plate that we think will be energizing for these companies.
But I would have the poll come from the product side and try to get an intro there. And
Companies who help get their start from innovation leaders like Chris DeVore. DeVore's office in South Lake Union is crammed with computers and computer programmers. Men and women with ideas. Men and women who, under DeVore's leadership, could someday be the next Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, Steve Jobs.
Think of it almost like an intensive, MBA program for entrepreneurs.
But these entrepreneurs of tomorrow need workspace today. Most have ideas, yes, but little money. South Lake Union is a major hub of high-tech thanks largely to Amazon. But there's a high price for others to pay for that success.
Amazon's an amazing business, and we're lucky to have them here. But there isn't that much space for startups in that neighborhood anymore.
So where to next? Many startups have gravitated to cheaper neighborhoods such as Pioneer Square and Fremont, drawn to tech magnets like Tableau, Google, and Facebook. But Chris DeVore is betting that the next major center of innovation in Seattle will be the University District.
But the biggest source for engineering talent, entrepreneurial talent in town is actually University of Washington.
DeVore will be one of the first tenants at Condon Hall. He says the tens of thousands of students and professors at the university provide the technical talent many startups require, and nearby buildings provide the affordable space.
There's a real hunger for this, a real interest in this, a real need for this, I think.
University of Washington President Michael Young has championed the university as a center of technical innovation since his arrival 3 years ago. The university already owns dozens of patents and licenses from on-campus entrepreneurs. For this latest venture, the UW may not directly share in many of the financial rewards, but that's just fine with President Young.
It benefits the university because it helps expand and create this ecosystem of startup companies which attract more startup companies, which attract more personnel, which attract more interest from the venture capital community, and it creates this very virtuous cycle of creation. And the university benefits enormously.
The university and the university district. President Young believes Condon Hall is only the beginning. A high-tech center he predicts will expand quickly throughout the neighborhood.
It's kind of like a roller coaster, it seems to me. You know, you work and work and work and work to get to the top, and then it really kind of takes off.
Condon Hall, or Startup Hall, will play a key role in helping President Young fulfill his vision of creating a whole new innovation district in Seattle. And that does it for this edition of UW 360. If you'd like more information on any of the stories you saw today, just head to our website at uwtv.org/UW360. You can also visit us on Facebook and Twitter. I'm Carolyn Douglas. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time with all news stories from the University of Washington.
UW360 is produced by UW-TV and is proudly supported by AARP Seattle. More at aarp.org/Seattle.